to episode 415 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for April 29th, 2023. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
It's been a pretty good week. It's been all right. So we got some gaming news. We got some pretty. I don't know. Would you say bad? Probably, maybe bad. I mean, it's put like this. There's a lot of interesting news. I mean, it's quite a bit of. But well, the news is out there. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's pretty big. It could be pretty big for what's happening. And I guess I just go right ahead. Start. I'm gonna go through sports really quickly. Like basketball, I'm not gonna be talking about anymore until the Lakers lose. Mm-hmm. So when the Lakers lose, I will talk about the games. But until then, because it looks like they're gonna win, and I cannot watch it. I cannot watch this. I cannot watch LeBron James be happy. And so, so I'm not gonna do that to myself. So I'm just gonna not be watching ESPN or any Fox Sports. I'm just gonna focus on MLB Network and just focus on baseball.
There you go.
From now on, I know an NBA draft has happened. If you listen to podcasts, and I've said it for last week, so I'm not really big on the draft. I don't care until I see results, and then I'll learn when they were drafted from there. But I don't because I like folks would draft say, oh yeah, I see this guy get drafted, and then I just see like, oh, he sucks. So it's like, oh well, whatever, or whatever. I mean, I'm not into it. Like I've never been into the NFL draft. Only 1 year I was. And that was a year we got Sean Taylor. And that was great. Yeah. And I mean, because I actually went to this, but I think I actually went to the stadium. They had a draft party. That's when stadiums used to have draft parties, which maybe they still do. Some places still do. I don't know if they had one here or not. But, and me and my dad had watched the draft there, and we saw them get picked. And that's when the draft wasn't like 5 fucking days, but it was only a weekend.
Yeah.
So that was cool. That was when Sean Taylor was picked. Eli Manning was drafted. Who was Phillip Rivers was drafted.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it was some names in that draft. It was some other names too. I got to get on the field. So I got to say, this is where we lose our games. This is the better magic.
I can smell the stench of defeat wafting off this field.
So yeah, what else has happened? Oh, Lamar Jackson has signed with the Ravens. He is the highest paid player in the NFL, and that's awesome. That's awesome. It's like he got pretty much what he probably wanted, or at least close to it. At least close to it. Mm-hmm. But he is the highest paid so far. So like by per year, because Patrick Mahomes is like his stretches to years. That's the thing. But the thing is, I guess you can look at like he's always going to have a job, basically. Right. Patrick Mahomes, like he's going to be there for years. So even if he does happen to, we don't know if he does decline. Hey, if he's still able to play, he's going to get paid.
Yeah.
So. But Lamar Jackson, so that's good for Baltimore. Like you don't have to worry about that situation anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Worry about quarterback anymore. You can just focus on the future, like to see, and hopefully things turn out great for him. And I'm happy for him. I'm happy, and also for organization also. Anything else happened around the football? I mean, a lot of things happen in football because, like I said, the draft actually. By the time you listen to the podcast, the draft will be over, so it's a lot of football news, but I'm not really paying attention too much unless it comes to me. It has to be like huge news, and then I just hear it. Other than that, you got in the NBA. I just last thing from the NBA, the congratulations to the Miami Heat. I mean, Butler just went off against the Bucks, the number 1 team in the NBA, and they upset them. Made them lose in the first round. Thing is, Miami Heat, I mean, let's be real. The season was a disappointment for Miami Heat. They were never supposed to be an 8 seed, but they fell to 8. And not only were they 8 seed, they lost their play-in game so that they had to be the 8th seed. They had to win the second playing game to get to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they shouldn't have been that far down. This team was number 1 last year. So I think injuries hurt them. So basically, it's like, yeah, they're an 8 seed, but they're not an 8 seed. And also, you can look at the Bucks as like Giannis didn't play for 2 games, and he only played 11 minutes in 1 game.
Mm-hmm.
He came back for this game and they lost, but he wasn't fully healthy throughout the series, so that hurt him too. But it's disappointing. Like, they couldn't come through. It's still disappointing. It's still like a failure because, like, I mean, you're number 1 seed and you didn't get it done. So yeah, I give it to Jimmy Butler. Good luck to them as they move on and play against the Knicks. And I think the other game that's played is it's going to be the Celtics versus the 76ers. So that should be an interesting series. So now it's pretty open now in the East. Like, I don't know. I mean, I would say Boston would definitely still win. But shucks, this the way they struggled in the first round. I don't know if that was in the script or that because maybe that was in the script for them to get some games in. But I don't know, because I felt like they should have ran over Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta's not a bad team, but I just felt like Boston, like, if you're a championship team, you're like, fuck it. We're just going to fuck you guys over because we trying to get to the championship here with minimum games possible.
Yeah.
But in the West, Lakers are looking strong. Then you got the Phoenix Suns. We'll see what happens with the Warriors because it's going to be a game 7 between them and the Kings. So it could be I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of favoring just the Warriors just because of their experience. I mean, I'm rooting for the Kings, but now I don't know if I want to root for the Kings. I'm like, I need some people to be ready for these Lakers. So maybe I need to root for the Warriors. So maybe I need to have as much firepower going against the Lakers as possible before to stop them from getting to the championship. I mean, the Kings, I guess it could do it, but they're young and they're inexperienced, and that's the problem. It's like, maybe I do want the Warriors to go. And also, it'd be good for the NBA. I mean, because you're getting, like, the best. They're getting their stars now. Like, a lot of stars got hurt in the first round, but now you got potentially the Lakers. I mean, you got the Lakers in there. You got the Phoenix Suns in the second round. You know, you got Durant, Kevin Durant, Booker, Chris Paul on that team. Then you have possibly if the Warriors win, you got them. You got the team that's been like winning championships. For the last decade, they won 4 championships. Then you have Denver Nuggets. You got the Joker, man, Jokic, man, the guy who could possibly be MVP. And their team has been doing great. Yeah, I really root for them. I really root for Denver because I was like, man, they need this because like they played a great season all year, and it would be sucking if they just lose again. And this guy probably gonna win 3 MVPs in a row. So, but I don't know, man. I just think it's gonna be LeBron. He won the record. He got the record for the most points ever.
Wow.
In an NBA career. I mean, so. He broke that early in the season, in the middle of the season, and so it's like this could be great, and there could be that story. It's like, man, this man is almost 40. He's 38 years old, and he's won a championship. It's like, yep, give us a Tom Brady moment. I guess let's just go ahead and do it. Let's go. Let's keep this ball rolling, and then when his son comes in, we're gonna keep it rolling. Then, yeah. But I'm out.
How often is he playing now? Can't be like every game, right?
No, he don't play every game. Okay. But in the playoffs, he does.
Right. That makes sense.
I mean, he played bad the game before. But some people expected that because it was like, because he played so many minutes the 2 games ago that people thought, like, yeah, he's going to be tired for this game. And he was. He looked bad. And then he said, I'm going to be better for this game. And I was like, yeah, I believe him. I believe him. And he did. I mean, he wasn't. I mean, I wouldn't call him great this game. He was good enough. Russell was great. Like, I think that wasn't expected, how great Russell was. And even Anthony Davis, he played good. He had a lot of rebounds. I'm looking at the stats. I didn't watch the game. So somebody who watched the game could probably tell me, like, Anthony Davis, he was playing good defense or something like that. I don't know. No idea. But on the stat sheet, he had a lot of points, but he had a lot of rebounds. So that was good enough. Russell had the most points with 31. LeBron had 20-something points. I think he had a lot of assists, though. So he probably did what he does, which is decent defense. I mean, for his age, he plays pretty good defense. He probably went all out. He probably went all out this game because he sucked the last game. Last game, he was horrible.
Yeah.
So he probably was, like, tired. And then this one, he took his medicine. And then he came out real strong. So, yeah. And so yeah, it was... I thought it had a big game. I mean, I was hoping that the freaking Memphis would do something, but yeah, fuck them. Fuck Memphis. I don't like them no more like that because they all brag and all stuff, and I was like, yeah, I didn't show up when I need you to. I don't mind people bragging. I don't mind bragging. Some people hate bragging, especially. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it. It's like white people really hate bragging. I never got that.
We just like sportsmanship, Dominic. We just like sportsmanship.
But then again, I don't know if it's bragging or just black people brag.
I
don't know.
Maybe a little column B there, Dominic.
Yeah, because I'm like, why y'all? I'd say, like, this is sport. It's like, who gives a shit? And, like, I mean, it's just a game. Like, I don't really care. It's like, you brag. And if you, and I say, well, yeah, you brag, but if you don't back it up, it's like, well, yeah, of course. Then you can make fun of them. That's fine. But I don't care for them not to brag. I don't care that people brag because I never think because they brag they lost. I always think, like, if you're good, you're good. Like, right. If you're bad, you're bad. It don't matter. Like, you can be a guy who don't say anything and still be sorry. So what the hell is that? So it don't matter. But it's like I'm mad because they brag, and I was like, yeah, like I said, I don't mind them, but I was like, yeah, back it up though, back that shit up and beat the shit out of them. But you didn't do it. So now I'm like, fuck you. Now I don't care about you no more. I was like, fuck the Memphis Grizzlies. I just wanted y'all to do this for me. I didn't care what the hell you did afterwards. All you had to do was stop LeBron from getting to the second round. And now you got people hoping. You got people in LA getting happy and having hope. And I don't like that. I'm tired of seeing LA people being happy. Yeah. Nah, I'm just joking though. But no, I mean, I'm just a Laker hater. Like, yeah, because I don't mind the Warriors or Sacramento or LA Clippers. I don't mind them either. I'm just a Laker hater. Anything else talk about in sports? The NHL still doing shit over there. That's all I know. I know the Bruins were having trouble. They were like number one team in the NHL, but they were having trouble with the Florida Panthers.
Oh, wow.
So we got like, and I don't know if Tampa Bay's still in it. I mean, I don't know if Florida, Tampa Bay can.
Florida's hockey dominance, Dominic. You just can't stop them.
Florida's a hockey state, man. I mean, what can you do? All right. So any wrestling news?
Nothing too big this week.
Oh, baseball. Why are you talking about baseball? Orioles still kicking butt.
Yeah, they are.
They've been kicking butt. They've been winning series. Hopefully by this podcast, they swept the Detroit Tigers. Hopefully. But yeah, I'm happy going through this. I've been so happy so far with the Orioles this season. Okay. So yeah, what's going on with wrestling?
WWE's doing their draft thing, splitting people up between Raw and SmackDown again. Basically trying to reset the roster and brackets to get some fresh matchups. Nothing too interesting coming out of that. Based on what they started last night on SmackDown. Kind of the biggest news for WWE is that they're introducing a new title, though. Basically, Triple H came out and said, Roman's got both titles and wins a lot and doesn't wrestle a lot. So we're going to introduce a new belt. And
a third one?
Yeah. Well,
like it's going to be on that level?
Yes. Yeah. So it'll be the world title. And it looks like it's going to be on Raw because Roman was drafted to SmackDown. I don't know. Eventually, I feel like maybe it'll be when someone beats Roman finally, but they're going to make that one actual physical title at some point. They'll update that and call that.
So what is it that Roman has now? What 2 titles he has now?
He has the Universal and the WWE Championship. So,
and this one is called the what?
The World Heavyweight Championship. So basically, like if you're following lineage, this would be the WCW title that eventually came over and then was gelled into the WWE title, but then like Triple H brought it back in like the 2000s, like Ric Flair
fusion dance
or something. Yeah, basically.
The fusion dance, like in Dragon Ball Z.
Exactly. So yeah, that's kind of the biggest news is that they're doing this new title thing. They're gonna hold the tournament, and at their next Saudi Arabia show, I think this coming month in May, they're going to crown the champion there. So we shall see how that goes. A lot of speculation is that Seth Rollins will win that title. He hasn't had the top title since like 2019 or something like that. And he's kind of the only guy that doesn't have a loss from Roman Reigns. He actually beat Roman Reigns technically because Roman Reigns got disqualified when they had their match at the Royal Rumble 2 years ago. So basically people were speculating that it's going to be him because basically everybody else Roman has beat. And if you have someone who Roman has beat win that title, it's basically like the consolation prize. I mean, that's how people are referring to this title as it is like you couldn't beat Roman, here's a consolation prize title, which is the way that they presented it. Like basically saying, like, oh man, Roman's beat everybody and doesn't wrestle a lot, so we need a new title. Like you're basically saying that this is the consolation prize. So it's going to be hard to make it like looked at as it's on the same level as those titles or that title that Roman currently has. So it'll be interesting. We'll see how that goes for him, but that's kind of where that's at. AEW.
They should have a belt like the aluminum foil belt, like people used to make. Like my brother made. I remember when he was young.
They did. That was a hardcore title.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then
that's
the 24/7 title might as well have been aluminum because that was just a mess. That was basically like the modern non-hardcore title of recent years. Once Triple H took over, that thing disappeared because it was just a comedy thing where people would chase around each other backstage and pin each other. Yeah, so that's gone. AEW, nothing too big is happening right now. They're leading up to their next pay-per-view. So yeah, that's where we're at with wrestling.
All right. So now we get to what we've been watching. So you haven't watched anything?
I've been watching...
No Bluey?
I've been watching... Nah, I haven't really watched too much Bluey. But, I mean, I've watched a couple of things, but nothing really that I feel like I want to talk about. Like, I've been keeping up with Succession, but without, like, you also, talking about that, I don't feel like there's much for me to, like, drone on about with that.
Well, I watched the first episode of the second season.
Okay.
Recently, and where this is after he had spoiler alert had killed. Well, he didn't kill him, but they had that he was with the guy, like he was part of the crash that killed the guy, and the son.
Yeah.
So
Kendall.
now that he's picking a successor for his company while they're still fighting the people who are trying to take over, and he named his daughter the successor. I'm now just trying to figure out, is he leading her on, and what will come from this? I don't know.
Yeah. How are you feeling about it?
But I mean, I still like it. I still like the show. I don't really have any problems with it right now. I mean, I'm just mad at the son. Like, I don't care about him anymore. Like, fuck him. I hope he dies.
They do a good job in that first season of like, you're rooting for him because like the dad is such a piece of crap.
Yeah.
But then he just like self-destructs so much that it's like,
exactly.
What in the world?
And then it's like, then you learn like, oh, this is why the father treats, because he just knows that he, but then again, at the same time, the father's kind of the cause at the same time.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I mean, it's basically cause and effect. They say, look, it's all that company, so it whatever. But he had a chance to really go after his father, but he had to get the drugs, and his friend tried to help him, but now he's fucking his friend over. Yep. Basically, it's like God, but he has to because he don't want to go to jail. But you know what? He didn't have to. Well, technically, he didn't really have to go to jail. He just had to tell the truth. But it was just a whole mess. It was a mess. He should have fucking did drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. That's the lesson. But yeah, I enjoy the show. I still enjoy it. Yeah. Also, I finished Perry Mason. The second season's over with now. Mm-hmm. Last episode was the last Monday. Yeah, the previous Monday, and it was okay. It was all right. It was all right ending. And yeah, so I wondered what's the future for the show is, like if it's coming back or not. I have no idea because the way things
leave off like on a cliffhanger or anything like that.
Somewhat, I mean, but not somewhat. But the case is over. The case that he was doing was over, just like the last time. It was the case is over. That's done, but it does leave with like what's next. What's the next case, basically? So not something.
So leaving themselves open for another season if they decide to, but if not, it's not too unsatisfying for it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Just like the previous one did. Mm-hmm. So I do appreciate that. And what else? I think that was basically it. What I watched.
Have you been watching Barry at all this new season?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched that new show either. They had a new episode, the Job on Mars or something, Fire on Mars. Yeah. I haven't watched that, the newest one. So yeah, that's it.
I need one. Sorry, I just need one like solid place where I can get notifications for like new shows, because like that show I've been meaning to watch, but I completely forgot about it. Because I hadn't logged into like HBO Max recently because I've been watching something on some other service. I need like one service that like puts all your watch lists together and then tells you like,
I think there is.
There's an episode of this.
I think there is a thing like that.
I gotta look up.
Well, at least, you know what? There probably is. The only thing I heard something that's similar, but it's more into like what subscriptions you're paying for. It's like a app or something where it tells you these are all subscriptions you're paying for, and this is when they're due. So they can know like how much you use.
Here's how you cancel too.
Yeah, exactly. And it can track how much you used it, if it's worth you keeping it, and something like that, or things like that. I heard because I think that was like an advertisement on a radio station or something. I was still a game, and I was like, oh, okay. But there's gotta be something where, I mean, you know what? I think TV Guide, I remember when the early years of apps and stuff, used to be alerts on TV Guide where they said like, hey, put the show you want and we'll beep you. Well, like, hey, this show is on.
I know Roku's supposed to do something like that too, where it just like, it doesn't notify you necessarily, but it shows you like, these are all the things that you could watch. It like pulls all your services together and says like, hey, these are the things available. It's not just like necessarily like, oh, you got to go into the app to find the thing maybe.
Yeah. If they do, I just never used it. Okay. But yeah, I know there's got to be something like that. I mean, because just with all these different apps we have now of watching shows and have us all spread out. Yeah, there's got to be a program. And Roku, it would be better like on the thing you use, like on Roku. And I'm sure there's something on the phone. But Roku, yeah, it probably is. I probably should check that out too. Put down, especially good for old people. So I probably should tell my mom and dad that too. But then I have to show my mom anyway. I think my dad can figure it out. But I don't feel like going through that. Yeah, that's hell. It's like teaching about the internet. That was hell. I want to kill myself. All right. What what else is there? Oh, yes. I guess we get to what we've been playing. So I guess you go ahead first.
Yes, I've just been playing. I got back to Wind Waker, still going through that.
What, man? I thought you were playing Breath of the Wild, man, because that's not Breath of the Wild, the new.
Yep, I got the advanced copy. I'm breaking embargo down.
What is it called? Tears of the Kingdom.
Playing Tears of the Kingdom. Yep.
I saw people playing it on different outlets.
Yeah, they had like previews this week for that game.
Yeah. So you didn't get one.
We are 2 weeks away from that game releasing now, so it's very close, Dominic. But no,
I still got to beat the other one.
Through that. Yeah, you still got to beat Breath of the Wild, Dominic.
You never did get it. I remember I let you borrow mine, and mine's is with my friend who never fucking played it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to play it like that anyway, Dominic. You got to play it on the. I'm
about to say I got the PC thing, so I'll just play it up there.
Yeah, you got to play with the cheats.
Yeah, I don't play with cheats and just run all the way down to Ganondorf and beat them, and then I say, okay,
I beat the game. There you go.
I did it. Yeah,
and I still don't like it. All right, so what have you been playing, Dominic?
All right, so there's been a few new games that came out on Game Pass this week, but before I get to those, I'm going to say I beat Persona 3. I enjoyed it overall. Not as good as 5. I think 5 is still the best one that I played between the two. And it was a good ending, though. I do like the ending. It was really sad. But it was good. Like, the story was pretty good. It was pretty deep.
Mm-hmm.
So I give it that. It was. I enjoyed the game. All right, and I also played some more Tiny Tina's Wonderland because I just felt like playing something that wasn't an RPG with a whole bunch of reading and shit, just some shooting and shit. And so I was like, let me go back to play Tiny Tina Wonderland, and I played a bit of that. Then I also played the demo of Street Fighter 6, which is out for everything except for the Xbox One and the Switch. It's not on the Switch, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's released on the Switch.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't even make any sense if it was. Well, it wouldn't make sense for Xbox because it's on the PS4, but it's not on Xbox One, and I don't know why, what the reason is, but whatever. So I played it on PC, and yeah, I like what I played. I did the tutorial, and I see how you were talking about the controls, and I see they don't let you use the easiest one control, but I see the option for one where it's like, there's the shit for you. But that's something they've done before. Capcom has done that with the what's the game called? The Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I remember.
Oh, okay.
They had something where if I press a button, they do all like the supers, and then there'll be a quick button to do the tags, like to put everybody using their super at the same time. And I was like, oh shit. I said, that's cool. I wish more games would do that. And yeah, it looks like they're adapted it to Street Fighter, which is pretty cool. Maybe the hardcore gamers weren't like that. I have no idea. And you know what? I don't even care. Fuck them. But I like that. So, and I like the look of the game. I like the style of the game. It looks pretty cool. I also played that mode where they call it extreme mode or something. I forget, but it's like you have to do. You don't just beat your opponent by just like beating them up until their bar goes down. You have to do certain tasks. Like this task, if you get to throw your opponent 5 times to beat them, or whoever throws the other person 5 times, like get thrown, like knocked down. Well, knocked down, not thrown, but knocked down 5 times. Mm-hmm. So, like, anyway, you can knock them. You can throw them down or just punch them till they fall down, whatever, and you win. So I did that. I think there was another type of task you could do in there, too. I didn't get that far. I was just playing a little bit of it. And, yeah, but I played so far. It was all right. I didn't play the World Tour mode. I'll try that later to see how it runs on the PC. But the other stuff, it ran okay. It ran all right for me. Like, as for the fighting, like, it wasn't no lag.
That's good.
Or anything on my PC. What else have I played? Okay, so the new games I tried out was Cassette Beast. Cassette Beast is like Pokemon, but you're using old cassette players. And it's like magic. And they even in the game they said, look, we don't know how this works, but it does if we just deal with it.
You gotta love it.
But you get washed up on this island, and like basically everybody's been stuck here for over 100 years. Well, like people's been here. That's what I'm getting confused on. They say people have been here for 100 years. I'm thinking like, have y'all been here for 100 years, or have y'all grown, or what? I'm just gonna guess that not that people have been here 100 years, but they haven't like themselves have been. Yeah. It's just that it started like 100 years ago. Somebody was here, and then I guess it just somehow people got washed up to this island and they can't get off. But there's these beasts around, and they can turn themselves. You turn yourself into basically a Pokemon. Like the cassette player would turn you into whatever you are. Like I turned into some floaty sheep thing, and then just like Pokemon, you level up, and then you can capture them by you hit the record button on your cassette player. It's like you're recording them, and that's how you're capturing them to be them. And yeah, I just played very little, but I recorded some of it. I was at early stages, so still learning the basics because I'm helping this girl do something. But while I'm helping her, I'm learning the basics of what to do, what this road is. And it looks like it looks like a Super Nintendo version of Pokemon, basically. Almost like slightly better than Game Boy, but maybe like closer to a Game Boy Advance. Not quite 3DS. Maybe DS. Not DS. I wouldn't say 3DS. I would say between the DS and the Game Boy Advance of a Pokemon game. Yeah. But it has like some 3D to it though. So it's not totally just sprites. It's like your sprites and stuff, but the areas kind of mix. It almost kind of like Octopath Traveler-ish. Not as good as that, but kind of in that vein.
It's got that 2D, 3D world type stuff.
Yeah. And, so far it's simple and it's fun. I mean, it's all right. There's no voice acting. Like, you might hear it say, like, hey, hello, and like that. I never heard them fully talk or anything. But I saw good reviews for it, so that's why I tried it out. And I was like, oh, cool. This is all right. So, like, you get your Pokemon fix on. If you don't have the new Pokemon game or you want to play an old schoolish Pokemon game, this is cool. And thing is, it's on Xbox Game Pass, and it's on the other systems also, I want to say. And then, this would be it feels like a good handheld game. Mm-hmm. So, I guess if you got a phone, you can play it up there. It's on the cloud. What else is there? Yeah, I wonder if it has phone controls. That would be cool if it did.
Yeah, because it seems like, since it's turn-based, it would be pretty accessible on a phone, even with virtual controls. Yeah.
So, and the last game I played was the last case of Benedict Cumberbatch. It's not Benedict Cumberbatch. It's Benedict Fox. It's a what's the word for? What's the chupacabra type of?
Oh, Cthulhu.
Actually, chupacabra. I don't mean. But what's the Cthulhu type of world? What's the author? So I'm like, that's what it kind of feels like.
For it, but I'm trying to think. Lovecraftian.
Yeah, it's the author. Lovecraft. Yeah, it's like a Lovecraftian type of tale, and where like it's still a mystery because I think that's the purpose. Is that even though your character knows what it's looking for, I still fucking don't. Like I know I could put together that I was an orphan and I'm finding out who my father was, and I guess so why I have this ability. Like I got this dark spirit who talks to me, and like this organization I guess is coming after me. I guess, and I'm at my father's house, and I'm like it's kind of Metroidvania-ish. It's kind of like it's a Metroidvania almost type of game. Oh. Where it's almost like you try to lock mystery and stuff. It got some action in there. And then like at one point I go into my father's mind. Like I found him dead, but the beast in me or the soul, whatever this thing is in me, does something to me so I can go into his mind so I can unlock some secrets. And that's where I go into this other world that's a lot of platforming and stuff like that, and unlocking certain, like some doors are locked, so you gotta unlock them certain ways and solve certain puzzles. And right now I'm at a part where I find a boss that I didn't beat yet. I think I tried to beat it twice and then I died and I just stopped. But it looks like one of those bosses where it's like I just got to know how, like, basically the what's the word I'm looking for, the like just figure out how when it moves, like when it hits, and like because I just got to a point where they got to 2 tentacles or something. Then I was like, oh shit, I gotta dodge both now, and I just gotta find out the rhythm it's going with. That not the rhythm. What's the word I'm looking for here? You know, when you fight a boss like in these old games, and you just gotta figure out the movesets of them.
Like patterns.
Patterns, yes. Thank you. The pattern of it. Yeah. But yeah, the game. I mean, I like the story. Yeah, it's fully voice acted, and the look of the game looks really good. Look like a modern day side-scrolling game. Like the atmosphere, it's really good. Like I said, it's really Lovecraftian, kind of spooky-ish, and yeah, I mean, so far I'm enjoying what I played so far. Like I think it's pretty okay so far. Now I'm not going to say it's a good game or bad game, but just so far that I'm not disliking it. That I do want to see more because the story seems pretty good. I do like these type of puzzles. Like I don't really play a whole bunch of Metroidvania type of games, but I mean the ones I played, I most of them I did enjoy. I mean, you know, like you had Ori and the Blind Forest. You had, of course, like a few Castlevanias I played, and Metroid. I mean, Metroid, of course. So there, and whatchamacallit, the Luchador game.
Yeah.
Well, what was that called? Yeah, Guacamelee. And so, and that game which they should always had a sequel. But they didn't. The Epic game.
Shadow Complex. Yeah.
Shadow Complex. Yes. So. Yeah, and this is just as on a list, just a little different. As in, like, this is not a lot of shooting. Like you do get a flare gun, and you might, you know what? Most likely, you probably get more power ups as the game goes on. Like I haven't got to that point yet. Probably when I beat this boss, something happens where I get something new. So, but yeah, I'm so far, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It kind of reminds me of like probably a Metroidvania game mixed with like what's like Oxenfree. Or something like that. With Oxenfree, I feel like that wasn't really an action game. It's more of an exploration game, but it was in that Metroidvania way of like you going back and forth, you know, unlocking things and coming back, you know, through the maps and things of that nature.
Right.
That's what this feels like. Is that it's mixed with the mystery of solving puzzles, mixed with action though. And yeah, so that's it. So I guess we'll take a quick break. We'll get back, get to the flashback segment.
All right.
And we're back. And now we're going to do the flashback segment. And now, since it's going to be a new month by the time you hear this podcast, we're just going to start with the covers like we do every month. New month, covers of magazines that happened back in the past. And now we're going back 10 years ago to Game Informer. So on the front of Game Informer, they had Batman is on the front. And this is for the new Batman, well, at the time, Batman Arkham Origins.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight's Legend Begins. This was the one that was not done by Rocksteady.
It was like Montreal or something.
Who was it? Yeah. And so I was down on it before even playing it. And I was wrong. I was wrong for me to do that, but I was like, no, this isn't my Batman.
Yeah.
I said, I want the guys who's been doing it. I'm going to go back to the Origins. But it turned out to be an alright game. I played some of it, and I was like, "Oh, this game is actually pretty alright." And it was pretty cool because it had all these assassins going at the Batman. You know, you had what you see right here as the back of the cover is Deathstroke, and then you have, I think, Deadshot was one guy. I can't remember the other guys. I never got as far as Deathstroke. I got that was the beginning, and which I was kind of disappointed because I was like, wait a minute, I shouldn't. Is he like he's like the best assassin out of all of them? Shouldn't he be like near the last? But I did get to the part where you find out that Black Mask, spoiler alert, was actually the Joker, and he had captured Black Mask. And I guess this is like supposed to be the first time you ever met the Joker. Was this supposed to be like did Batman know who the Joker was at the time? I forget. It makes me want to play that game again now. I don't want to play that game because I didn't really beat it.
Yeah,
and
same.
And I think it came out at a time where when I finally did try it, I liked it. I think I was maybe playing something else, and I just never went back to it.
Yeah.
But it was all right. It was all right. I mean, it was a good Batman game. Like it was good. For what I played, like it was not. I mean, saying like it was a B game is kind of doing a disservice because I mean, yeah, it's not as good as the second Arkham game, and I don't know about the third one. I would say it's not better than that one either. I think the third one's pretty good. I like the second one better overall. I mean, overall, second one is I think the best game. Even though I like the first one personally, the first one's still my favorite, just because of I like the more enclosure enclosed places than open city for Batman. Like Spider-Man, I'm okay with him being out, going around the city and things of that nature. Batman, I like him in those close spaces because he's a guy who is hides in the darkness.
Yeah, exactly. It's more about stealth and creeping around.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, but yeah, this game was fun, and the story at least it started off good. Now I don't know how it ended, so because I didn't beat the game, but it started out pretty good for me. Did you? How about you? How much did you beat this game?
No. I played up to maybe like the first boss, and that was about it. I too was like down on it originally, and then playing it, I'm like, yeah, this is just more of this game. Like, why would I be mad about that? And then something else came up, and I ended up kind of moving away from it. But it's definitely a game that I wouldn't mind revisiting. I mean, I still need to get around to playing Arkham Knight at some point, or Gotham Knight, whichever one the
Not Gotham Knights.
Yeah, not Gotham Knights. Arkham Knight, right?
Arkham Knight, yes.
But, with all the controversy around the PC version
Knights,
of that and the vehicle stuff, I wasn't sure about that one at the time either.
Yeah, that's his weak point. Is the vehicle stuff.
Yeah.
To me. All right. So, where we at here? We got official Xbox magazine. We got Destiny on the front. Now, this is pre-Xbox One and PlayStation 4. They haven't officially come out yet. We just know of them.
Man,
but
it's wild to think about.
And, we don't even know the price yet. But Destiny, this is like, oh, yeah, Bungie's doing it, have their own studio. This is their new game.
Yep.
And Destiny, at last, Halo's creators revealed their ambitious new game, man. And, I was high on this. Everybody was high on this.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was all high on this, man. Getting high off
my own supply. That's what happened down
there. Yeah. But also they have Assassin's Creed 4, surprising new hero
Black
set sale
Flag
for the Xbox.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you have Tomb Raider, Laura's gritty reboot gets reviewed. Okay. Yep. One of the best Tomb Raider games ever.
Mm-hmm.
And up here with BioShock Infinite. Was it worth the wait? Yes, it was. And then, but if you eat it today, no, it was not. It was a horrible game. Gears of War Judgment. Our verdict on the flagship shooter's new spin. I hope it wasn't that high, but I think it was, actually, when we looked it up.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. The Witcher 3. First look at Trilogy's killer final chapter. Oh, yeah. This is going to be one of the first delays, though, for that. I forgot how many times Witcher 3 got really delayed.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Because I wasn't really waiting for it because I didn't have a new system yet.
Yeah.
And I was scared I wasn't able to play it on my computer. So I wasn't really the hype on it. Even though, now we know I can play it on my computer, and it was great. But yeah, man. Destiny, yep. This is a huge deal, man. Then 10 years, it's going to be 10 years.
That's sad.
It's going to be 10 years soon. And Destiny, that came out, what, next year? Well, 2014?
It sounds right.
Because it didn't come out the same year when the systems first came out, right? Yeah, it
I
didn't
don't
come
think
out.
so.
Yeah, it had to be 2014. Yeah, it had to be 2014. Darn, it's supposed to be 10 years of that game.
Yeah, September 9th, 2014.
Oh man, the Orioles losing 3-0 already in the first.
Damn.
Nope, they got to do another comeback, like they always do. They've been doing a lot of comebacks this year.
Yeah.
So, and it's the Tigers. The Tigers suck, so they'll give it. They'll give it up. But yeah, darn. So that 10-year plan. I mean, it's so what's going on with Destiny 1? Those servers are still going, right? So I can just jump in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Play it. Yeah.
I think didn't that just get like turned into Destiny 2 at some point? Didn't they just say like, here, this is, I mean, I guess technically like Destiny 2 is free, right? So like,
yeah, it's still, yeah, it's free. It's still technically free.
Yeah.
Like, you can play that first story campaign stuff free.
Mm-hmm.
Probably some other stuff too. I just don't know what it is, but I know you definitely do the story.
Yeah.
Just none of the new stuff, and like, because we saw like it was like $70 or $60 for that
for the whole
expansion
package. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, God, fucking damn. All right. So what else we have here? We got Edge Magazine, and what they got in front is the PS4. And the PS4 controller up here. It's a PS4 special. Inside access to the team behind Sony's next-gen super console. Sony takes control. Exclusive how PlayStation 4 is designed to win the next-gen war. And it did. It did win it because of that price.
Yeah.
We just didn't know it yet.
It's all Don Matrix's fault, Dominic.
DualShock 4, how PlayStation 4 controller will change the way we play. And what was the big deal about this one?
They added a share button and a touch.
Oh yeah, they had the share button,
I guess.
And the touchpad. And the touchpad, whatever. Like I hated it for some games and I didn't want to use it. But the share button, yes, because the new Xbox now, for the Xbox Series X of them, because I got the new controller. That share button makes things a whole lot easier to do that.
It's convenient, yeah.
Instead of what it used to be. Well, it was easy at a time when they did have the Kinect support.
Yep.
They had Kinect support.
Take a screenshot.
They took that out, and then they said, "Hey, you gotta press and hold this." That's all, you motherfuckers. And I did learn how to do that, but then it just wasn't the same, man.
Yeah.
I used to always do. I just didn't do it as much. But now I got the share button back. I did it a couple times, but mostly by accident. I would hit it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this button doesn't do anything."
I will say on the PlayStation controller, maybe it's the same way on the newer Xbox controllers, but I feel like on the PlayStation controller, at least it's kind of like pushed in a little bit, and it's like one of those harder to press style buttons, like a little more stiff button.
Yeah.
So you don't do it as
I wouldn't say it's stiff, but it feels weird.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel as good as my options button, but then again, I could have spilled something in here. But I know I didn't like, because it was stop and then it picked, this is what you want to do. I don't know if maybe if you held it, it would automatically do the video, but I would hit the share. It wouldn't just share it. It would just be like, it would go to open the menu up for the share. And see, while the Xbox now, I mean, maybe PlayStation does this too now, the PS5. I know on the Xbox, if you press it once, I think it's like a screenshot. If you hold it, it's a video.
Okay, yeah.
So, oh yeah, home run. Go O's. All right, I told you.
They're coming back.
They'll give it up. What else I got here? Inside Drive Club.
Oh boy.
Up close with the insane details of Evolution's PS4 driving sim. Yeah, because it's like, we ain't got Grand Theft Auto.
Listen to that engine purr.
Gran Turismo yet. Dang, Drive Club, man.
Yeah.
Is that still, I wonder if the servers are still open for that thing. Can you just play on that?
I'm going to say no. Could be wrong.
The new Killzone. Gorillaz explains what PS4's power brings to the FPS genre. That was the last Killzone.
Yes, it was. That's what it brought with it. Death.
And they got reviews for BioShock Infinite, Gears of War Judgment, SimCity, and God of War Ascension. And look, Thief 4, Armor 3, and the Elder Scrolls Online. Good God, Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
they talk about that then. Shit, it's been that long.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's it for 2013. Now we're going back 20 years to 2003. The year 2003.
Getting rid of that one, aren't we?
2003. Oh yeah, I don't want to do that one. All right. So now we got PlayStation Magazine, unofficial PlayStation Magazine, but it is the world's best-selling PlayStation 2 magazine, which is sad because they're unofficial and they're being
with this thing.
Yeah, no.
Of course, with PlayStation 2, are you even getting demo discs at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
PlayStation 2? Yeah, that's...
Oh yeah. I mean, okay. We'll get there.
That's all you got right now. Yeah. Anyway. It's unofficial, unbiased, and unrivaled, Daniel. Bam.
Except by its official rival.
Onimusha 3 first screens. Plus, we revealed the new Onimusha fighting game. Wait, I don't remember that.
Thing.
But yeah, that was a thing. And you won't believe which Hollywood actor stars.
Jean Reno.
Oh no,
I guess
it's that French guy who I don't know. Only know him from during Jurassic Park. I mean, it's a Jurassic Park. Godzilla, the fake Jurassic Park, 1998. Yeah, of course I won't. Like who would have guessed that?
Yeah.
Not even a French actor. I mean, French people.
Yeah.
Would have guessed it. John Beno himself wouldn't guess it. But
he said, "Wait, what? I'm in what game? You stole my likeness."
Medal of Honor: Rising Sun. This is when you face the Japanese.
Yep.
Pearl Harbor has been attacked. What are you going to do about it? And first word, Mortal Kombat 6. Oh, what was that called? Was that Armageddon?
I don't know. Mortal Kombat 6.
No, Armageddon was 7, wasn't it?
Mortal Kombat 6 is Deception.
Deception, yeah. And what was 7? Was that somebody was Armageddon? I don't know. That was the Armageddon was a bad game. Was that the bad game?
There, but I don't remember. Armageddon was 7. You're right.
Okay, it was 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 8 is Deadly Alliance.
Deception. And Armageddon, that was the one that would have had like everybody.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that one was the ridiculous one. I type in 8 and I get Armageddon again, but I feel like that's got to be.
But 8 is the one that never existed technically, but it was Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Right.
Because that's why. Because I was arguing with you about 9. Because I said that didn't make any fucking sense. Because they have an 8.
Shit, yeah. Because that. So Deadly Alliance came out before Deception and Armageddon.
Yeah, that's the one I had. Deadly Alliance was the only one I had. From those 3.
Yeah. Okay.
So where am I at here? Oh yes, we got double X-Men. We got Wolverine on the front. I ain't even talking about the guy on the front of the damn cover. X2 Wolverine's Revenge plus X-Men Legends. X-Men Legends was a great game. I loved it, and that was the start of all those type of Diablo-ish Marvel games.
Yeah.
Then you have Jack 2, cooler and more adult. Holy crap, this game looks amazing. It did. And he talks. He got a soul patch. Man, it was awesome. ZOE, Zone of Enders 2, Game of the Month. Darn, they're just telling you the Game of the Month, man.
Wow.
Hold of the Year masterpiece that you're not going to play because it comes with no Metal Gear 3 demo. Then 13, here we go, Daniel. That shell shaded first-person shooter.
Yeah, that was all right.
Only in PlayStation Magazine. Your first look at the secret shooter that has everyone buzzing. Yeah, I was curious about this game. I was like, oh yeah, shell shaded shooter. Then Into the Matrix, Armored Core, Silent Line, Street Racing Syndicate, Backyard Wrestling. Oh, Backyard Wrestling.
Oh boy.
Alien versus Predator. Red Dead Revolver. Oh, this is before they got bought by Rockstar.
This is before it got good.
Splashdown 2. Splashdown. Yeah, that was that, what was it? What they call jet skis?
Oh, is that what that one was?
not jet skis, but what they call them.
Not jet skis?
Are they called jet skis? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking about like wave race and stuff like that.
Splashdown
I think that's what it was.
Rides Gone Wild. Wow. This looks intense.
Okay, so those. Yeah, so now I'm confusing myself. I know they call jet. So what is literal jet skis then? The people who have skis on water.
Water skis.
What water? This water skis.
Yeah,
okay.
just water skis.
They don't have jets because they don't have jets. On.
Right.
Okay. This is. All right. So where I'm at here, that's it. Oh no, official. We got the official PlayStation magazine now. That's not the best one. It is everything that other one is, except for you take the U all over. U in front of it off, so it's biased. It's very biased. Oh, I'm joking. All right, so you got Splinter Cell in front of here, and play it. Exclusive playable demo inside. And I realized it sucked because it is not Metal Gear, so I was like, this ain't good. Jack 2, the new name for Jack and Dexter 2. All right. And they said, fuck
Drop
Dexter.
Yeah.
Said, we just want Jack.
That's rude.
NBA Volume 2, the best NBA Street Volume 2. Yes. And I wish this would come back and be good. Like, I don't want, and not like
the
they did with the
of
latest
EA
ones.
Big.
Zone of Ender Second Runner. It's really, really beautiful. It did look good at the time. Primal, I remember that. That was the girl with the gargoyle. Shockingly good goth game. Medal of Honor Rising Sun. This turned out to be not that good. This Medal of Honor game. Like, it didn't get the same praise as the original one.
Yeah, not.
I guess people did not like shooting Japanese people for some reason.
They thought the bombing was distasteful.
Yeah. It's like, I don't think you can do that part.
I would hope not. But like, also, I wonder what you do is like the climax of that game then.
Oh, the climax? Oh, what did you do with the climax of the other games?
D-Day.
Oh, D-Day. That's
the very beginning.
Yeah.
You kill Hitler in every one of those games, Dominic.
Yeah, I was about to say, because you don't do that.
That's a good question. You kill some Nazi.
Stalingrad.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Def Jam Vendetta, The Getaway, The Sims. They got cheats for them. What they got up here? Amplitude Rocks. Got Pink.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Pink, man, when she was young and wasn't part of the NRA.
Is she part of that? Oh, no. I'm not asking.
I don't think she is, but I know she's like a heavy gun advocate, which I have no problems. I mean, I personally don't have no problems with. And like I said, as long as it's racist white people, I'm okay with everybody having guns. Until there's no racist white people, then yeah. But as long as racist white people can get guns, then yeah, everybody get guns. All right. These are all the people that's in the Amplitude game. So you got Pink, Garbage, Bowie, Weezer, E.T., and Karashi. Is that right?
I guess.
Did I say that right?
Yeah. That's Bowie, Dominic.
Old school?
David Bowie.
Did I say Bowie?
Yeah.
What did I say?
I
said Bowie.
Sounded like you said Bluey. But yeah,
I think I said Bowie. I said Bowie like Bowie Maryland.
Yeah.
Oh, Bowie. Oh, I thought you... Oh, okay. My fault.
David Bowie.
Old school, the return of the 2D shooter. Awesome demos inside. Def Jam Vendetta.
Heck yeah.
They had Def Jam Vendetta. Actually, you know what? Did they have the demo of Def Jam Vendetta? Oh, that was just a video like I was telling you about.
Oh, yeah, that would be shitty.
And I was pissed off. They might have had a demo. I just don't remember. I just don't remember playing it. Awesome. Enter the Matrix, the most ambitious game ever.
No, that changed
just
video
games.
Just
connect with the movie.
Jada Pinkett changing video games.
Yeah. This is before she was a bitch. All right. Now, we're going back 30 years. 30 years. EGM, 1993. And we got Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition for the Genesis. I'm going to hear that. That was on the cover. I remember that. Exclusive Genesis picks. Special EGM review. Incredible Strategy Guide. And EGM previews. Mega Man 6. Spider-Man 3. Golden Axe 3. Jungle Strike. Radio Rash 3DO. Phantasy Star 4 and WWF Royal Rumble.
Oh, Royal Rumble.
Spider-Man 3, what was that?
I don't know.
I don't remember what Spider-Man 3 was. Oh, I'm trying to remember fucking Spider-Man 2. I don't know. This is EGM interviews the inventors of the Super FX chip.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. The guys... That's a Donkey Kong chick, right?
Yeah.
Is that also the Star Fox chip?
Yep.
Exclusive Qbert. Oh, Qbert's still going around here. X Mutants and Doomsday Warrior contest. $4.95. Man, a lot of money. A lot of money back then. But look at here. We got the Europe. I never seen this one. The Europe to 260. All right. Where are we at here? Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Okay. All right, then. So I guess we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. And now we'll get to the gaming news. What we got, Dad?
All right, Dominic. First up here, get some bad news. Vice is going to be shutting down Waypoint, their game-oriented kind of sub-brand. That is where Giant Bomb alumni Austin Walker and Patrick Klepek were working the past many years now, I believe. I feel like time has flown, but that site was always kind of weird to me because like I was following it early on, and then at some point, and more recently, but like Austin Walker left, but he was still on the podcasts because I know he's working with like a game studio now. So it was always kind of like this zombie thing where I would check in from time to time and I liked their content when I did, but I never was like serious about following it. I appreciated what they did though, because they did more like game criticism, not so much like the games kind of, what do we call it? Like the enthusiasm press or whatever, you know, where it's basically just regurgitating press releases and talking about how great a game is. It was actually like kind of diving deep into like the themes and things of that nature in the game. So I appreciated like that space existing. It's going to be shutting down in July. So basically they said they're going to run through till then, you know, and Patrick was on Twitter talking about, you know, basically looking for his next job. It's sad, you know, when shit like this happens. It really feels like video game websites are just like relics of the past almost. Like it's funny because we're just coming off of talking about the video game magazine covers, and like video games are at the height of their popularity now, but we look into the past and there were trillions of magazines in the early 90s and 2000s at a time when it wasn't as big as it is now. And then into the 2000s, there were countless video game websites. And now here we are, and it's basically like the video game companies have their own way of disseminating the information, so they don't really need, you know, these companies to help them out with marketing, basically. And, you know, if you can't get like a subscription model like through Patreon, or you can't, you know, do your own thing like Giant Bomb does, you gotta do like ad supported stuff, and there's just like not even that much money in that anymore. So these bigger companies don't really find it worthwhile, and you see all these places shutting down, you know, even like BuzzFeed we saw a couple of weeks ago. It's not necessarily video game related, but it's like website, you know, writing related. You see all these writers just losing their jobs because people don't see the value in it. And that's unfortunate. I mean, part of it is because you get you get a lot of opinions free on Twitter, right? You get a lot of opinions free on podcasts, but at the same time, there is a level of like professionalism to actual writers writing things that we're definitely missing out on and moving away from for probably the worse, you know?
Yeah, it's sad. This media is changing that way, like period, for almost a lot of things, you know. It sucks. The way things are going, and I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard to change. Like the internet, these free spaces that people can just do the same stuff that people have been doing for years ago, like critics and like, because now people are saying like, hey, what's their worth? It's like, why is these guys are better than just some guy who just gets on YouTube? Yeah. Like, and if he's this guy, just at least this guy is more entertaining or something like that. It's like what? But there is but just like when movie reviews and stuff, like like some people do probably listen to just some guy that's on YouTube and just talk about movies. That's fine, but there are people who are. But like I do look at people who are in publications. I still take them more seriously. I mean, it's based on your writing, how you write it too. Like you really did critique this movie or something. Like I said, okay, they really critiqued it. Blah blah blah. But then you get some writers who are in publications, but they're just stating like they liked it for almost political reasons. Like they even say like, oh, like because they do this and say that. I'm like, wait a minute, I just want to know you like the movie. I don't care about what the message is. Yeah. That's not it. I said, oh man, I said this is awful. But it's like the publications get to that point where they're not being that serious with certain things that is almost their own fault. Like and then you go to IGN, man, it's just a mess over there. Like it's like, I mean, not that I say it was better before, not to say that, but I say it was, but it's just that this is just it's just so much shit in that website. It's just hard to get through. Then you go to Game Forum, it's like, man, it's so bare. Yeah. It's like, well, this is easy to way around because there's not much there. Yeah.
But even like sometimes they're missing like things about relatively large stories because like anytime you get familiar with a writer there, a week later they've been fired.
Yeah, they've been fired or they left, they got something else, and because all the guys I originally really knew who were there, they're gone. Like everybody's gone who I knew from the very beginning before they even had a website. It's like, I mean, I understand things change, but it's just that it's not only that they're leaving, it's like the whole industry is like really changed too. Yeah. So that could be part of like, oh, that's why maybe they did leave. It's like, it's not the same. I mean, we got something better too also, but yeah, it's like, yeah, it's now we have to like I have to rely on like, basically like looking at videos stuff. It's only one place I look at. I mean, I still look at Metacritic. It's still a helpful thing to tell what games are good. But then again, on recent news with Jedi Survivor, like that got a lot of good reviews. Yeah. But I saw a lot of people complain about bugs. Mm-hmm. So, and like one guy said, what's going on? Are these people getting paid? Are they not getting bugs that we're getting? Because why is everybody saying they having trouble on all systems? Even in PC, like PC, PlayStation,
yeah, PC is especially.
Xbox, people say, PC sounds the worst, and because of the architect. I mean, just because of, like the different architecture you have on PC, you know that's going to happen, and that sucks. But it's like, why none of these guys had run into that trouble? Is that what we're supposed to believe? Did they get like a better copy than what we got? And I haven't seen anybody now. By then, I'm wondering if somebody even spoke to that. Because I think they should. I think somebody at least tell them the truth. Just needs to say that, yeah, the copy we got, we didn't have trouble with, or blah blah blah. Because it's giving an impression like, okay, the EA pay all y'all, because people are like talking about some real fucking trouble, and it's not just a PC one. So they're saying like, why is it that I'm just hearing a lot of stories about these bugs happening on these day one game, and y'all got the early game. Was there another update that has messed everything up, and that we got? So, yeah, I think things are the video game space is really type of change in that way that it's like you really have to look at, but it also you have more options to look at too.
Oh yeah,
to find
absolutely.
things out. So even if you see like, all these big publications get a good score, but then you can also look at the users and you can deter like who's what, because some people you can tell how much the user really critique the game by if you're willing to read. I mean, if you're willing to look into it, like you can tell and then you can say like, oh wait a minute, these users don't really like it. Why not? And you can see for the reason. Maybe there's a reason that you don't really care for it. Like maybe it's like, I can still deal with that problem or something like that. Or like with the Bethesda games, like people always talk about how like there's a lot of bugs and stuff like that, and some people really criticize it, rightfully so. But for me, something like me, I never really had a serious problem. I never had a game crashing bug. Fortunately, I never had one. So I get it. People, if they had that happen to them and be upset, I would be too. I had bugs, but I had nothing that really dissuaded me from the game. It's like, if I had let that happen, I would have never touched these games, and I would have missed out because I loved them. So some problems are not what like will be for me. And thing is, back in the days of magazines, I couldn't really get that like I do now because I couldn't really see how the game looked. I was going to go by what these guys said. Now, with people with videos and things of that nature, and even just regular Joes playing their stuff up, I can see how they're playing it.
Yeah.
I can say, okay. So it's a combination of like bad. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Maybe you have to you just have to evolve with what's happening now. So I mean, I honestly don't know which you do. I mean, I'm sure Patrick is going to find something else to
absolutely.
do. I mean, I don't know exactly what, but I mean, I don't know if it's going to be exactly the same thing he did before, but I've seen the dude. I've seen what he does. I mean, he's going to land on his feet. He'll be fine. I'm hoping some of the other people do too, who have lost their jobs. Mm-hmm. They can find something in the space to be, to do something. Now, I don't know about starting up another website. Like, I mean, it all depends. Like, if you can find a space and find support for that. Yeah. Because it's just so many, and the website shutting down is not like, shut down. That means the space open. That could just mean that it's not there.
Yeah. It does feel like those spaces are getting smaller and smaller because of like what you were saying. It's kind of like the democratization of this information, because video games are unique in that, unlike a book or a movie, it's interactive, so that someone can show me a thing, but I'm still not having the experience that I would be having personally. So I can watch videos of people playing the game and then still enjoy playing the game. Whereas if I watch someone watching the movie, I'm watching the movie, or reading the book, I'm reading the book. So like there's that added layer to it. So now, instead of reading previews or instead of reading reviews, why wouldn't I just hop on Twitch and see what that game looks like, see how it plays, and kind of get the feelings of people there, because I can gain like the thoughts of people, and they can give me the impressions of like how the controls feel and stuff like that. But on a grander stage, me watching that video is me making the decision whether that looks good to me or not, in a more real way than like ever seeing pictures in a magazine or pictures on a website or trailers that were gussied up for our consumption would ever be. So, that's what's kind of interesting about like bad games too, is like you get to see all the flaws in that stuff. So that's why, when we talk about like, I don't understand why companies have issues with people streaming games. That's basically free marketing for them. you see more people have issues when their games are bad, Nintendo aside, because Nintendo is just a weird fucking company. But like, you're going to have more people take issue with someone streaming their game if they know that it is not going to show well, than if it's like, hey, this is the brand new hotness. Like, yeah, we're going to let you watch it like a month in advance just so you can be excited about this game.
So yeah, I guess we'll see. Okay, maybe we have Patrick up here. He can work for us.
Or conversely, we could work for him, because like if he's doing the money management, then it might be a little easier on us. So, all right, Dominic, the next story up. This deals with another problem we've talked about a lot in video games, especially as of late. 144 Sega America employees, which is apparently a supermajority. So I guess that company is not much bigger than that, have filed to begin the process of unionization. So, following in the footsteps of these smaller kind of QC teams that we've seen over the past couple of months and years, this would be seemingly kind of the first real big movement towards the potential for unionization in the video game industry. And
in a few months' time, we'll see 144 employees laid off
out of work
from the Sega of America. Or the Japanese market would would just leave America and say, fuck it, we're done here.
That's the interesting thing, right? Is like, because Sega of America put out a statement basically saying, like, we have no idea what this actually means. Like, we don't know the process, but like, we recognize their ability to do this. But like, it really makes me wonder, like, what is Sega of Japan saying right now? Like, are they like, we'll just drop that entire place? Like, we don't need a Sega of America, do we? Really? Like, come on, everything's global now.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. I hope something good comes out, but man, it's like you're basically talking to the Japanese company, and I wonder what they're thinking is.
It is kind of wild that the like first big games company to do this would be one whose parent company is in Japan, who seems the most, and maybe I'm just like, completely ignorant to it, but it semes like they would be the least, inclined to support unions.
Exactly. I possibly ignorant on it too, because I don't know, because we don't, the business model's never really been opened up. The business of like the video games haven't really been opened up to us, how they do things over there.
Yeah,
really. That's why I joke about the suicide thing, because I just always think it was like it's gotta be like super tough, because it seems like they'd be strict or something like that. But I have no idea. I hope something. Thing is, if something good does come from it, it's going, oh my god, like a freaking foreign company let this happen, then that would definitely hopefully open the floodgates for other people to start doing it to their Western counterpart, meaning Western studios, to get something done.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it doesn't need to be like on a per company basis. What the video games industry needs, it feels like, is like an overall universal kind of thing, in the same way that you see with like in Hollywood, basically, right?
Hollywood, yeah. I mean, you will hope for that to happen, but you have to have everybody on the same page. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It starts with that. If it starts with people, all like companies just asking their company for like unionization, then I guess you can just all come together and have like a union. Yeah. Like this is the something developers union or something or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what comes with that. Just as long as it, I mean, what do I like from Sega? I like Yakuza. As long as it affects my Yakuza, I'm okay. I'm okay with this.
You're going to be able to join the union in Yakuza. It's going to be your new summon power. But that's after they crush the union. They're going to...
I think Yakuza is pro-union.
I could see it.
Yeah, I mean, these all seem like they're for the people. I mean, the guy you play as.
Yeah. And the last one, you had a party and everything. So yeah, that's just what's a party if not a small union, Dominic?
Yeah.
All right, Dominic.
Is that another home run?
Oh
no, that's the same home run they showing off. God damn, it's 5-1. What the hell y'all doing, Orioles? The Orioles starting pitching is not really great, but the bullpen is. So by the time the bullpen can in, they'll hold it off, and just hopefully the bats start coming back, chipping away.
Oh, there you go. All right, next up, Dominic, we got Guerrilla Games. They are saying that they are working on Aloy's next adventure, so Horizon Zero Dawn 3 confirmed, in addition to whatever that multiplayer thing is that is set in the world of Horizon. I know you haven't played 2. Are you looking forward to playing 2 at some point, once you have the opportunity, whether it be PC or PlayStation?
Yeah, and sometime in the future, Daniel.
Yeah.
In the far future, when I can be able to play them.
Look on the bright side, Dominic. When you get one of those things, the game might be down to $60 then.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. God damn. But no, yeah. Man, that's good that they're still working on that game. Yeah. I mean, I like the first one. I never played the second one, so I can't really say. Maybe I'll hate the second one. Like, I wish they would stop and just move on. Go back to Killzone. Or something like that. But
that Burning Skies expansion just came out and seems to be reviewing pretty well, so that's good.
And then what about the VR one? The VR, how did that review?
I think it was generally positive. I think people were high on it as far as like one of the titles that launched with that system. I mean, the wild thing is like, what's coming out for that? It very much feels like a thing. And it's only been like 2 months now, I guess. Came out like February, but it already gives me that feeling of like something that Sony has abandoned, you know?
Well, no, they're gonna have a show. They're gonna talk about some games. It's gonna be Drake's kid doing something in VR or something like that.
It's just gonna take all their franchises and add VR to them. Hey, I mean, that's maybe what you need, but I think like just my opinion of it being overpriced, and then couple that with like the news stories going around that it didn't sell as well as they had expected, like that just gives me kind of like a aching feeling about its future, because none of the stuff that I'm consuming is really still talking about that, and that's what makes me go like, well, if they also don't have any games, like big games especially, coming out for that thing, what is anybody going to talk about, you know? It just...
Yeah. Hey, did you see that Twisted Metal little teaser?
Yeah, I meant to put that... Well, I thought about putting it on the watch thing, but also it's like 5 seconds long, so I wasn't sure. But yeah, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. I was disappointed as far as like that's it. I was like, darn, man. It's like, y'all can just do more. And then that's your little tag. What he say? Let's drive? What he say? He said something.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was. It wasn't memorable.
He said, "Steal my sunshine." Yeah, I mean, it was just Anthony Mackie driving a car, and then you see Samoa Joe as Sweet Tooth or whatever the clown's name is.
Well, I didn't know it was Samoa Joe.
Yeah, he does the body, but Will Arnett does the voice, apparently. So I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get that in the trailer, because I want to see how those two like match up there. Because like obviously you don't have to worry about like lip syncing or anything because he's got the mask on, but I just want to see how Will Arnett's voice fits with Samoa Joe's body.
Yeah. But yeah, I wonder like what was this whole like what's the story, like what's just how it comes together. I wonder how it comes together. I mean, I hope it's something fun at least, man. Darn,
it definitely feels like something that should be fun, right? Like that's what Twisted Metal is, just like a whole bunch of super weird characters, and seeing them in live action could be really fun. But
and they better have Axel.
Yeah, I mean, Axel's like one of the few guys I can think of outside of Sweet Tooth. So like, yeah. It's
Roadkill, Axel,
Mr. Grimm.
Yeah, Mr. Grimm is the one who actually eats people.
There's Calypso's like the
that's
main
from Black.
guy.
That's from Black. That's from Black. But see, and then I wonder, like, what they do? How would they do it? Will it just be correlation, or would they do like a little backstory, like Lost, where they do like a flashback and it go flashback?
I think that would be really cool if they did like each episode is like one person's backstory, and then as it ties into the grander.
Yep. And then they die. That's the person that dies for the episode. It's like about them, and then they die. Then they got eliminated from the contest.
Yep.
And then they move on to the next person.
Don't run out of characters before the second season.
Well, I don't want a second season. I mean, I don't care how good this shit is. I don't care how good this shit is. This is not these seasons. I know that. Like, this is something that should be it, and that's it. Yeah. Like, all it is car combat, man. Like, you don't, unless you're just doing a whole new character.
Season 2, Vigilante 8. Season 3, Drive
They
Club.
better do, or they do the little kids version, like they do like Muppets and Muppet Babies. Because they had that little kid version, of it was on PlayStation. It was Twisted Metal. I forgot what it was called. Like, it was like you was killing people in like a little playhouse or something like that, some shit, and like you were toys.
Small Brawl. Twisted Metal Small Brawl.
Twisted Babies.
So, yeah, we'll see how that one goes.
God, this Kramer is sucking hard.
Well, ever since that racist rant, it's been downhill for him. Not even Jerry Seinfeld could save him. So, all right, Dominic, speaking of television, another video game that is going to get a television show, this time in animated form, Vampire Survivors. Boy, this game has blown up, Dominic. What do you think?
I mean, fine. I mean, now I can know what the story's about. But I don't know what is it going to be like a Castlevania? Is it going to be funny, or is it going to be serious?
Like Castlevania, it's got to be on the funnier side. Like there's a lot of writing in that game. If you go into all the character bios and stuff like that, there's definitely stuff that they could have a lot of fun with there. But I just wonder how much time and money is going to go into this series.
And what is this, Netflix?
They haven't announced a platform as far as I saw. It was basically one of those announcements these people that you know them from, like the executive producer of John Wick and, some other person is oh yeah, we're getting the rights to make this. So we'll see. But I think it could be fun if they took the Castlevania stuff, made it a little more, little less edgy and a little more fun, and go from there, and less vampires, despite the fact, that's got to be the joke the entire time, right? Is it's called Vampire Survivors and there's not a single Dracula in there. So
yeah, I didn't see one.
One of these DLCs is gonna finally add one, and it's gonna be what? It's been there the entire time. You've been a vampire the entire time. That's why you are the survivor and you are the vampire.
Because you do try to open the coffin and say he wasn't here, and then you unlock the character.
Oh, yeah. All right, Dominic. Next up, we got Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. That's got an official launch date now. It's coming out August 25th. Okay. And that is the From Software, the Dark Souls and Elden Ring people making their mech game. There's also a new trailer out alongside this. It looks like a mech game. I don't have much more to say about that. What do you think, Dominic?
When Dark Souls is that's a deal breaker for me. So anything dealing with From Software, yeah, I'm not that big on.
Yeah.
I hope people like it though.
Yeah,
but it's not me.
All right, then Dominic,
if I had because it's gonna be where I probably can't run on my PC.
Yeah,
but if I had a PC that can run it, I would play it because I'll put cheats on. Then I'll be fine.
Microsoft's going to take their money and they're going to make this an exclusive game on Game Pass. So
that sucks then. Like I wouldn't.
But you'll be able to stream it.
Like, it's not
you'll
a
be
game.
Able to stream it.
I said it has to run on my PC though. If it still can't run, I can't use no cheats.
Good point.
I mean, yeah.
You can you'll do the thing where you can get into the game, pump yourself up with like all the money and the upgrades or something, and then play its streaming version.
Oh yeah, I could try to do that. It's still probably that game probably still be hard. It just take longer to kill me, but I'll still end up dying.
I wonder because like everybody's saying like this looks like an Armored Core game. This doesn't look like a Dark Souls game. I don't honestly really know what an Armored Core game is like either. So like I don't know what that means for the combat, whether it's difficult or not or whatever. The trailer definitely looks more arcadey. It doesn't look necessarily like you're making very deliberate moves and attacks like you would in a Dark Souls. So I'm not sure.
Oh, see, you didn't see them how they doing a controller. Like they're doing these weird ass moves. Like you punch by pressing it down the thumbstick, and then you run by pressing Y.
Is that a real thing, or are you just saying that?
No, I'm just saying that. I'm saying like it's going to be so obtuse that it's just going to make it super hard.
We still have them to blame for the fact that we have to use the triggers as our action buttons nowadays, Dominic. It's all their fault. They're the ones that started this. Used to just use the space buttons, but now I got to swing my axe with the right trigger. All right, Dominic. So here we go. This is the big news this week. The UK's regulatory agency, the Competition and Markets Authority, the CMA, as I will refer to it going forward, has blocked the Microsoft Activision Blizzard King acquisition, basically citing the concerns that they have over the future of cloud streaming specifically, basically saying that by giving Microsoft access to this catalog, they could potentially make these games exclusive to their cloud streaming service and therefore crush all competition, despite the fact that Microsoft has gone out already and made deals with GeForce Now and basically every company that's ever had a server that ran a game ever, and you would think had mitigated an issue like this. What do you think, Dominic?
This is beyond stupid to me because it's like crush the competition. What is the competition here? Like the competition crushed itself. Like the Google, they shut down.
Yeah, and
before that was on live, and they didn't survive. It was probably too early. Like they were probably too early in the game, or just not enough. I mean, they're like to do anything. I mean, it's really just how you run the business. And I mean, you got Amazon Luna. I mean, like I guess you're saying they crushed them. I mean, come on.
I mean, the funny thing is, like, when you think about it, like Sony was also out there ahead of Microsoft, and they just never pulled it off very well.
They never went in. Yeah, because they bought on. They were the ones who bought on live.
I think they ended up getting on live as part of something, but their big acquisition was that Gaikai streaming service.
I mean, the Gaikai, yeah, but I think they got that after on live. I mean, not after. I mean, they got online after Gaikai.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, they stopping them. Or was it Google who bought online? That wasn't Google, right?
I don't think it was
PlayStation.
Google. Yeah, I think it was PlayStation.
But yeah, but they never went much forward with it. They did have something because before Microsoft, like I was able to play because that's how I played God of War Ascension.
Mm-hmm.
Like through their little stream. That was before the cloud. Xbox did the cloud stuff. But they didn't really go hard into it.
No.
Xbox, they went further.
And that's just been recently, really. Like this is something that's relatively new for Microsoft.
Yeah, because that stuff was wild. That was back on the like early PlayStation days. When I played, well, not early, but like mid, and like Microsoft has it. Yeah, they weren't doing the Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah.
And now they come up now with it. Now I don't know how well the cloud's actually doing for Microsoft. Like I have no idea. I know Game Pass is doing fairly well. But I don't know how well the cloud specifically is doing with them. But it's that I'm not seeing anybody else do anything like in that space. No. So this reasoning seems kind of dumb.
Yeah, it definitely feels limited. Like, and the crazy thing is, like, apparently Microsoft can appeal this, but their appeal is basically only if they think there's some kind of like impropriety that happened during this investigation. You're not actually appealing like, hey, I think this decision is wrong. And even if the appeal gets, goes through, then you're basically just being returned to the same agency again to make the same decision again. I don't know if they can go back to them with concessions. I think it was Michael Pachter that speculated, they were basically looking for something like leaving the price of Game Pass at $15 or something like that, like making the promise that you're not going to raise the price of Game Pass would maybe allow them to pass this. But for me, and I tweeted you about this or DM'd you about this or whatever, because you had sent me the article about it. Like, that would be a good move. That if this regulatory body got Microsoft to lock in the price at $15, I think there was also some talk of like, except for like every 5 years you could adjust for inflation or something like that. But getting them to do something like that would be a positive move for consumers, in addition to this acquisition that you and I believe is positive. It's the consolidation of games company and power and whatnot is not necessarily ever a good thing. But in this case, Activision is in such dire straits. Microsoft, at least at one point, seemed like they kind of had a positive outlook on video games with, Phil Spencer coming in and kind of giving this kind of rah-rah attitude about, people playing games and not worrying about companies and all this stuff. Now,
oh my God, that ball was outside the zone. Oh, goodness gracious.
But we talked a bit about where we feel like Microsoft is now. It's kind of hard to cheer for Microsoft as strongly after seeing kind of, I don't want to blatantly say failures, but the weakness that we've seen out of them in their ability to release games in a timely fashion, the quality that those games have released at. It's kind of hard to be like as excited about like, okay, Activision under Phil Spencer is a home run, or, we're going to get Tony Hawk back or something like that, right? Like these could all be pipe dreams. But at the same time, it still feels like Activision under anyone other than Bobby Kotick would probably be a positive thing, right?
Yeah.
So that, in addition to the most blatant answer, which is we want these games on Game Pass. Like, that is consumer friendly.
That's what it is.
Me being able to spend $15 and play every Call of Duty, every new Crash Bandicoot, every new whatever, like that is a positive to me. I think Game Pass is a positive to my life, and the more and the better games that come to it is the more value that it is providing me in exchange for the money.
And I wish the other companies would follow suit to have something similar model to what Xbox has been done, but they're not. So that's why it's like, hypothetically, if PlayStation had bought Activision Blizzard, the reason why I won't like it is because it won't be a Game Pass thing. It won't be and maybe they might get some, but it's like, I know I'm not going to get what I want, like, which is like, just have everything available to me and play it anywhere. Mm-hmm. Play it on my PC, play it on my console, play it on my phone. I'm not going to have that ability if PlayStation had done that. That's why it's not about like I want Xbox to get it more or want more. It's just I want ease of access, and they're providing it. So until these other companies do it, I would want it for them too. Like I want them to have that.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Like honestly, I wish PlayStation had what Xbox did. Like they would have that plus what they are now, and have something similar to Game Pass, because then it would be like, oh, I get to play all these other Sony games, and they got this great PlayStation Pass, whatever the fuck they want to call it, and I can play those games. I can play those games, man, for free-ish. You know, just paying a monthly price and play it anywhere. I would love if Sony had that, because then it'd be like, oh, have all those Sony games plus get all these other games every so often, but they don't. And people say because they don't need to, because they're number one, and that's okay, fine. Then I want this guy to get it. Then I want Xbox to do it, keep
to
doing
make
it,
them more competition for Sony. I mean, this decision kind of defeats like what they think they're trying to prevent, right? Like basically they're worried about Microsoft becoming a monopoly. Meanwhile, you have a monopoly already established, and neither of them are monopolies, and it wouldn't be a monopoly if they pick up Activision. You know, maybe somewhere down the road, if they, you know, actually pull off releasing video games, which has been difficult for Microsoft, you know, maybe then we can talk about it. But like right now, you're just making it so if you let this deal go through, that Microsoft is being more competitive with the number one player right now. And by preventing that, you're essentially giving Sony the game.
Yeah, because Sony basically has a monopoly in the Japanese market. If you want to be like that,
yeah, not taking Nintendo in consideration, of course.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not taking consideration. They have it over as far as games that could be played on the two most powerful systems.
Yeah,
because not all those games can be played on the Switch, unfortunately. But like a lot of those games we see is like those Japanese games. They're not, you don't see them. You see it like on PC and PlayStation, but we don't see them on Xbox. Or we see it a lot later. Like not even just a year. It'd be years later. Like when you see, like a lot of years later sometimes for the games, or we don't see them at all. Like I don't know when the hell Final Fantasy 7 remake is ever going to come to Xbox, if it ever does.
Yeah.
Technically, whatchamacallit, the Hideo Kojima game didn't come on Xbox. It came on Xbox on PC, but it didn't come on the
Death
console.
Stranding. Yeah.
And look, and I'm like somewhat upset, like, oh man, I can't get it because I potentially want to get it on Game Pass because I probably wasn't going to buy those games anyway. But I had a potential of getting on Game Pass. That's the only reason. But really, I don't care that PlayStation does that. I'm like, fine. Then Xbox, they can do it too with some things. But now you're telling me you blocking this? I'm like, wait a minute. Like, come on. I mean, you gotta give them something. I mean, if they're allowed to do this, like the exclusive deals and stuff like that with companies, then I don't see the big deal of them having Activision.
Yeah. So they should just take this money, Dominic, and then make Call of Duty exclusive to the Xbox, which they weren't going to do, but now they can do by buying an exclusive deal.
Yeah.
Which would be hilarious. Even though I don't think it would be a good investment, because like it's Call of Duty, even though Call of Duty is very popular. They should make Fortnite exclusive to the Xbox, Dominic. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, partner with Epic?
Yep. Okay. Take everything, take it away from every other system. Nah, it's really disappointing to see this, because it makes you wonder, like, if the UK is the only country that this doesn't get approved in, let's say it goes through the American system.
Fuck UK. Yeah, fuck UK.
I mean, like, but what do you do there? Is that like just not sell your products in the UK anymore? Yeah. Like not do business?
Yeah, well, you won't sell the Activision products anywhere there.
I mean, I don't know what that means. What what limitations that would put in place for them? Would they have to set up like an Activision office in the UK that is independent of Microsoft to release games that way or something? Or would Microsoft just not be able to do business at all there because now they're part of this conglomeration? I don't know. So it's really disappointing news, Dominic.
Yeah, it is.
So at least we can blame the Brits, Dominic, and it's not our courts that took down this merger.
Yeah.
Not yet, at least. So
let's go to war. Go to war. That's all I'm saying.
Time to throw their video games in the harbor, Dominic. What British video games are there to throw in the harbor? I'm going to throw Fable in the harbor. So, yeah, that's it. You got anything else, Dominic? Got any other news? Any other thoughts on this?
Nah, man. We go new releases.
All right, new releases, Dominic. We got Strayed Lights. This is now out on the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series consoles. I've seen a very little bit of this. I was looking at the Game Informer review of this before we started. Mm-hmm. It looks visually pretty interesting, but I'm not...
It does. It visually, yeah. But what they say about it?
Not too familiar with the gameplay. They gave it a 8. They're pretty positive on it. Strayed is short, sweet, and mostly excels at what it asks the players to do. It's a unique parry-required combat, brings something new to the table, and I enjoy nearly every instance of it, especially in the larger boss fight set pieces sprinkled through the journey, says a Game Informer reviewer Wesley LeBlanc. So yeah,
I'm not really big on the French, but yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, Dominic. Next up, we've got Cassette Beast, which you mentioned is now out on the PC and a part of Game Pass. We also have Carrion finally releasing on the PS5.
Yep, the Xbox they kept it away from them, right?
Yep,
that's what happened.
That's why they had to block this deal. The Last Case of Benedict Fox is now on the PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series consoles. That is, of course, part of Game Pass, as you mentioned earlier. Live Alive is now out on PC, PS4, and PS5.
Not on Xbox. Someone on Game Pass.
Yep. Another one that Sony's keeping away from.
Live Alive.
Actually, that might be...
it's or Live Alive, as I said it sometimes.
Live Alive, yeah.
Live Alive. Yeah, that's what I always thought. I thought it was like... Maybe it's like Live and Live or Live Alive, like something like that. That would be cool. That was like it was like a little mix.
It's up to perception, Dominic. And then we have Star Wars Jedi Survivor. That's now out on the PC, PS5, and Xbox Series. As you mentioned earlier, getting pretty solid reviews, but also it seems like there's a lot of technical issues with that game.
Yeah, the user reviews are horrible on Steam. Last time I saw,
getting Steam bombed or whatever.
Yeah, I went in there and did it. I figured out how to act like I bought the game and Steam bombed it.
Rough. Yeah, it is currently a 6 out of 10 on Steam, with all reviews being mixed.
Damn.
There are 7,328 reviews on this game, Dominic.
Damn.
I know. That is a lot for a game that has been out for like a day.
Yeah, I know Kramer is pissed, man. I mean, you had a bad day, man. You pitched bad against a horrible team. I mean, it's nothing really you can say to that, man.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, Jedi Survivor looks cool, but I definitely don't need to worry about that game until they get things ironed out. So,
yeah, you still got to beat the first one.
And I got to beat the first one. One of these days, Dominic. One of these days.
Yeah, that game was good, man.
Yeah.
It was good.
I had what fun, I played. Man.
So. It's my favorite redhead. My favorite redhead Jedi.
Okay, you got classified. Got it. I knew you were a fan of Carrot Top. I wondered where he fit in the rankings. Just prop
especially when he got
underrated.
I don't know what he is now. Now he just probably looks. Well, he looked weird before, but I don't know how old he is now. But he's gotta be like,
just
how old's Carrot Top? With like 60?
Just looking real jacked right now.
Like, he's gotta be like 50 something, right? 50 something.
Yeah, I would say he's. Let's say.
Yeah, I don't think
he is 58, Dominic.
Oh, he's getting close.
He is 58, and he is still looking jacked. Maybe. I don't know. That's from 2008.
I wonder why he went that route. Like, I don't care about like weight and stuff. Like I encourage that. Like, but to get that bulk though,
yeah,
like it's like why that? I guess is his props heavier?
that was his workout. He just got heavier props every time he pulled something out of the.
Yeah.
Every time he pulled something out of the luggage, it was just heavier and heavier.
Like this little, he's rugging out the luggage around. So that's just too heavy. I gotta bulk up.
Oh, Carrot Top. All right, Dominic, you got anything else for the people?
Nah, man, I'm good.
All right, thank you guys as always for listening. You can check us out on Twitter. Dominic is at DStallworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Supapod, SUPAPOD. Supapod.com is the website. You check us out there, as well as YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast. And then anywhere else you can find audio podcasts, you can check us out there, including iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify. And until next time, guys, talk to you later.
All right, see you.